Community Special Mental Health, a matter of the mind. Depression is the largest mental health problem facing children and teens today.
Anxiety disorders often go hand in hand with depression. Both are treatable. But according to the Child Mind Institute, 80% of youth with anxiety disorder and 60% of youth with diagnosable depression are not getting the treatment that they need. And without treatment, both can lead to chronic mental illness. So what does anxiety and depression look like? For an El Dorado teen, it was the face of rage.
Exhausting all options. The family turned to a new treatment called intensive in-home family treatment. KCRA 3's Brian Heap takes a look at this breakthrough therapy.
It was very hard on my family. It was taxing on everyone. Everyone was just kind of on eggshells around me, so it was very hard to just be around me because everything would set me off. I'd get angry at the littlest things.
16-year-old Ryan Kohler and his parents, Robert and Jennifer, love each other, but they didn't always like each other.
There were a lot of times I didn't want to be here.
Kids, can be pretty masterful at figuring out which parent to go to for which, or playing one off the other.
Conflicts in the family home had escalated to a point where everyone was suffering.
It was almost hard to live with myself because of how irritated I would get. It was like, why am I getting irritated all of a sudden?
It was a lot of painful moments to watch my son struggle so much and not be able to fix it. I mean, that's my job as a mom.
Ryan didn't know why he acted out.
I think it was just, I was going through such a rough time.
And his parents didn't know how to stop it.
I felt desperate.
Just sending one person off for counseling or help doesn't work.
With nowhere else to turn, it was Ryan's school that suggested the family try intensive in-home family treatment, also known as IIFT.
The best form of intervention is family therapy.
Dr. Paul Sinceri is the director of New Horizons Child and Family Services. He created IIFT.
The way that works is we assign each family a team of clinicians. There's an individual therapist, a family therapist, a parent therapist, which is what I do. I meet with the parents. And then we have a one-on-one person who's assigned to the child.
The El Dorado Hills-based psychologist and his team not only listen to Ryan and his parents, they watch the family interactions.
We put video cameras in the parents' homes.
The cameras are placed in common areas like the living room and kitchen, and they're always recording.
I was pretty nervous, so I had a discussion with Dr. Sinceri. So he was very understanding. He said, let's just give it a try, and so I agreed.
The first couple of weeks were a little rough that they were there.
The first week or two, it was a little bit, there's cameras here.
Virtual technology that captures the good and the bad of family dynamics 24/7.
What we're looking for are interactions that are problematic. Say the kid is getting upset and maybe starting to yell at the parent, maybe becoming disrespectful. What we're very curious about in that instance is what is the parent doing in response?
Showing how the whole family reacts to Ryan's anxiety.
It was hard for me to see, per se, but it was very just eye-opening because it was very like, wow, so that's how I act in a level 5 blowout. So it was very weird to see myself blowing out when I barely remember it myself.
Part of me thinks, what was I thinking playing ping pong back and forth and arguing, is this the hill I really want to die on?
We had one situation where there was an escalation. I saw myself on the videotape, and it was almost, to embellish a little, it was like a Shakespeare play, and rather than staying present, I would exit the room, and I'd come back about every 3 minutes and go, there will be consequences. And then I would exit stage left and come back 2 minutes later and repeat the same thing over again.
The Kohlers can ask to review certain incidents, or Dr. Sinceri can even flag a moment.
That had, pretty immediate impact versus just talking with someone about it.
It's been 9 months since the family started the program. Ryan is learning to manage the anxiety that left him in a constant state of anger.
I'm learning that I actually am able to control my tempers a lot more, so it's been easier and I've discovered that I do have good in me. Like back then I was like, do I not have any natural goodness? Am I just all anger and no happiness or anything?
Jennifer has found a personal peace.
I feel much more at ease at home. It doesn't feel like I'm tense and anxious all the time.
And for Robert, improving the mental health of the entire family makes it all worth it.
I think this one works because it works on the entire family dynamic.
I always keep coming back to the family, regardless of the cause of the problems, what's maintaining the problem, or even the trajectory that that child or adolescent is on when they go into adulthood. Families still matter.
Brian Heap, KCRA 3 News.
Dr. Sinceri says intensive in-home family treatment can last anywhere from 6 months to a year. We'll be right back.